everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Deborah and I'm gonna be doing a K-drama review for Bride of the Water God. So I'm gonna be reviewing a K-drama that just literally aired yesterday called Bride of the Water God, featuring it's based, or I don't know if I want to say it's based, it's supposedly meant to be based on a manga of the same name, but having read the manga to an extent, I don't think it has anything to do with the manga. I feel like they just drew inspiration from the manga and made anything they wanted to make. But I'll give you a brief summary and then tell you what I think about it. And as you all know, I'm a huge Nam Joo-hyuk fan right from like school 2015 and all. But there's some issues with this drama that we're gonna address. But before we get into all that shenanigans, let's talk about the drama itself. So the story is about Nam Joo-hyuk, who is a water god, and the time came where there's a time in every, I think, generation where an emperor is chosen, and that's when the water turns red. When the water turns red, that means it's time for an emperor to be made. And for you to become an emperor, you need to find the 3 stones which are separated amongst the 3 gods. And that's the water god, the sky god, and one other god that can't really come to my mind right now. But one of the stones is in the human world and he needs to go into the human world to get it. Now, in this human world, there is Shin Se-kyung, who is a psychiatrist and the #1 female lead in this drama. And she is his servant, because the gods have servants in the human world who are asleep and they need to be awakened to realize, oh yes, I'm the servant to a god who does his bidding if he ever comes to the human world and helps him. So he was to become the emperor. He was the chosen one to become the emperor, and he needed to get the stones from the 2 other kings. And like I did say, he needed to go to the human world to get it. And when he was leaving, his priest gave him a compass which said, if he ever needs help, he should go meet the servants, like that family, his servants, and just show it to her and awaken her and tell her who he is, and she'll awaken and she'll help him out with whatever it is he needs. And so he doesn't listen because he's this very, very lazy king or prince who really doesn't care about anything but basically just chilling in his house around girls and all. So he doesn't really listen to all the instructions. He never studied up before going to Earth, and when he arrived on Earth, he lost all his powers. He lost the compass to find Shin Se-kyung, the servants and all. And so during their first meeting, he introduces himself to her. This was before he knew that she was his servant. He introduces himself to her as, oh yeah, I'm habaek, which is his name in the drama, habaek. He's like, oh yeah, I'm habaek, the water god, the heir to the throne of blah blah blah, and the soon-to-be emperor of the gods. And she's like, yeah, you're crazy. She thought he was crazy because she's a psychiatrist. She's seen, and like just to make us even understand where she's coming from even more, before he came, she was talking to this patient of hers who claimed to hear from aliens. So obviously next you see this guy who is claiming to be a god. Obviously you think, boy, you crazy and you need help. Okay, but that's his story. Now coming to Shin Se-kyung's story, like I did tell you, she's a psychiatrist who is riddled in debt, and she's trying to get out of the debt, which technically Nam Joo-hyuk should have been able to handle, but he lost his powers. If not, he'd be able to bring up gold and money and just give her what she wants, but he's lost his powers, so he has no way of convincing her that he is who he is, and he has also lost the compass, so he has no way of awakening her into believing that he is who he says he is. And that's basically how the story goes. That's the short summary of episode 1. Now, what do I think about the drama? If you've been waiting for this drama like I have, then you've probably received a lot of mixed reviews about it, and a lot of the reviews have been bad, and I really thought people were exaggerating before I watched it. But here's what I had to say. Like, I told my friend who was literally, she's like, Dad, I'm gonna wait for you to watch it and then tell me what you think. I'm just gonna use the same routines I told her. Number 1, it is so blatantly obvious that he was trying to be the goblin when he is not the goblin. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand drawing inspirations from actors, but then when you try to become that actor and you're not good at it, then it just cancels everything out. If you're gonna try to act like someone, then do it better than the person. Because if you don't meet that standard that other person who did it well did, then you're gonna obviously be hated and be brought down, especially if it's a loved character like the goblin was. So I definitely see the influences in his acting, his tone of voice and everything, that he was trying so hard to act like the goblin, get that aura of the goblin and all, but it just didn't work for him, or it just doesn't work for him. And like someone said it best, it seems like he's a child trying to act like an adult, which I feel wouldn't have happened if he hadn't tried to draw inspiration from the goblin and instead made it his own thing. But that's my number 1 issue. My number 2 issue is his voice. We know his voice is not as deep as he's forcing it to be, and that's something that, 1, I found really funny, and then number 2, I feel, is it pity I'd say for him, because each time I hear him talking, what goes on in my head is, oh my goodness, isn't this gonna affect his voice? He keeps doing this and I know it's not his real voice. Isn't he tiring? Isn't he tired? And I just get worried for him, which shouldn't be with acting. You shouldn't be worried for the actor on what you're doing, but I'm sincerely worried for him, and I'm like, dude, okay, don't over-exert your voice. You don't need to sound deep voice. There's a way, even if you have a small voice, that you can translate a character to give that figure of power and authority without seemingly trying too hard, which it feels like he's doing in this drama, which I have a problem with. But in terms of the acting, I've received so many comments, like I've read so many comments from people about how horrible the acting was. But personally, I feel it's okay. I haven't seen something overly horrible yet. For a first episode, we're just being introduced. They're just getting into the character. So I'm going to give them a pass and say the acting was okay. I really didn't see anything as horrible as people are saying. It wasn't perfect and mind-blowing, but it wasn't horrible either. It was just okay. Now, for the story, it goes back to what I said about the whole goblin issue. If you're trying to draw inspiration from somewhere, then please do it better. While I don't like that they've moved away from the original story, I also like that they've moved away from the original story, because I like seeing a story told in a different way. Just as long as that different way you're telling me that story is better than the original. That's what I always say. If you're gonna copy someone, then do it better. Don't copy and then make yours worse. Please do it better. Do it right if it's all you're gonna copy. Or just don't copy at all. Now in this, it's obvious. I'm not gonna say it's copying, because obviously they bought the rights to do this, and also it's not copying. They drew inspiration from that, and then they made the drama theirs, or the story theirs in this term, or in this particular TV show. But right now the story is just there. It's not perfect or mind-blowing or crazy or anything like that. It's just like, okay, I might come back the next episode and see what's going on. Like, you have an idea of what's going on, but then you're still trying to figure out some things, and you're like, okay, I think I know where they're going with this. I'm not really sure, but I think I get where this is going. I might come back just because the cinematography is so nice, and I like the dressing and all, and I like the directing and all, but then I'm not really sure about the story or certain things the actors and actresses are doing. So this is a maybe that I'll come back. It's not something that you're excited to come back to, definitely not, but it's something that you still kind of want to come back just to see what the heck they're doing. Hopefully I got my point across to you. So yeah, will I recommend you watch it? I'm 50-50 about this. I won't give it a 10, I won't give it a 9, I won't give it an 8 even. I'll give it a in between 5 and a 7 right now. Like, it's just there, literally. It's nothing as crazy as I expected it to be. I mean, the acting, I love the God Kingdom when they were in the Water Kingdom and all. I loved the dressing, I loved everything about it. That was really, really cool. But then the story itself needs to hold weight. Like, it can't just be good directing, cinematography, CGI, costume and etc. without you bringing the book to the table story-wise. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with Bride of the Water God. I can't wait to watch the second episode and then see how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm gonna be reviewing it every week. I can't make that promise now because, like I said, I don't really know if I'm excited about this drama yet. But one drama I'll definitely recommend you go check, which I was gonna review, I don't know if I'm still gonna review, is Princess Agent. It's a Chinese drama. But one advice I'll give you, if you're like many people who really felt like, if you've read the book and you feel like the first few episodes are dragging, just stick with it. It gets better, okay? Stick with it. It gets better. But yeah, that's all I kind of have to say about Bride of the Water God. Right now, it's an okay drama. What do you all think? Are you like me, where you feel like, yep, he definitely, that voice of forcing is definitely over the top, and you're setting things that make you scratch your head, but you still kind of want to go back to it and see what's going on? Or you're just like an Nigeria fan and you really don't care and you really love it? That's the end of the matter. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you know I've got some love for you all. Stay awesome.